Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Leanne, bright and alert for you today. Actually, managed to get some sleep this morning. As you can hear outside, probably that's Jacob, and he's having an evening. He's still on East Coast time now, so I know he's super tired. For him, it's like 9 p.m. and way past his bedtime over there. So, and it's only 6 p.m. here in California. So, in the next few minutes, I'm gonna stop working and go head out and out into the hallway, give him his bath, and get him sleeping. But I wanted to hop in here real quick and record a quick video for you and let you know a few things. You might notice that beach towel behind me, and no, that's not from from being on the beach today or anything. I just realized that my cat loves to sleep on my office chair, and that obviously leaves a lot of hair on my chair, which ends up on my butt and my back. So I just started laying that out on my chair, and it works like a charm. I There's like a layer, I think this thick from the week we were gone, of cat hair, and I just folded it and put it up on top there and left it there for so I remember to put it down next time. Anyway, that's obviously not the topic for today. I just spent some time listening again to part of chapter 11 of Psycho-Cybernetics. And I don't know if, I can't remember what I talked about last night in the video because I was so exhausted. But something that I realized while I was away was that because I was on vacation, I did as little as possible in terms of work. I mean, I literally spent maybe, 20 minutes a day, not even 20 minutes every couple of days working. And so I didn't actually do a lot of the things that I like to do for myself on days when I'm working, like reading, like listening to something empowering. And so I noticed that by the end of the vacation, I actually felt a little bit stressed out. And I felt like I wasn't moving forward in my business because I really wasn't. I wasn't building myself. And I actually started having some trouble thinking of what to share with you. Even when I was doing fun stuff with my family, stuff didn't just come up in my head. And then in the first 5 minutes of listening to chapter 11 of Psycho-Cybernetics, the ideas kept coming to me, and I said, oh my God, I need to share this with my list. I need to share this. And so here's what I have for you today. I don't know if you've heard the phrase, you probably have, be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Well, it's true, and here's the thing. We like to self-criticize and self-monitor a lot. And the perfect example of that is someone who stutters, right? As they're talking, they're constantly monitoring themselves. And so instead of speaking clearly, and instead of flowing, they repeat syllables and they repeat words and they repeat things. They can't finish, a word in one fell swoop because they're constantly thinking, how do I sound? I sound stupid. I sound this. They're self-criticizing. And something interesting that Maxwell Maltz mentions is that people who self-criticize, they have a poor personality. They inhibit themselves, and that gives them a poor personality. Because the truth is, if you just act like yourself, you're going to be very likable as yourself, as the person who you are. And when you start inhibiting yourself, when you start holding back and criticizing yourself, you become someone who people don't really want to be around at a certain level, right? At a certain level, we all do that. And at a certain level, it becomes too much. And so it's funny because as people, a lot of times we worry about what other people think about us. Whereas if we just didn't worry about it, they would probably love us. And if they didn't, we wouldn't care anyway. So I just wanted to glance at my notebook and see the notes I took for you. Oh, yeah. Okay. So he says an inhibited personality is a poor personality. And the way to improve performance is to stop monitoring yourself so much, stop criticizing yourself. And what's interesting, which relates kind of, to Jacob for me, which, by the way, I'll tell you, I'll get back to this in a second. I'll tell you about, we were on the flight, we got back, and he actually got sick this morning. So he was throwing up and had the runs and snot coming out of his nose and everything else. And this is going to apply. He is still happy, and he's still smiling and laughing and playing and acting like himself. And here's the thing, he's not making meaning out of anything, right? When us adults get sick, a lot of times we'll say, oh my God, I'm not going to get better. I'm going to feel sick. I'm going to have a fever. This is going to happen. I'm not going to get better by tomorrow. I'm going to feel sick at work. he doesn't have that running through his head, those words running through his head and thoughts about the future. He's just in now. And yeah, maybe there's snot and stuff, coming out and other uncomfortable things, but in the moment, he's fine. And I've actually noticed that ever since I've stopped making as much meaning and started dissolving meanings that I create, that I haven't gotten sick. And when I do, it passes and it doesn't get worse. And if I have a headache or something, I just say, well, why am I saying this is a headache? Because that's meaning too. Oh, here's the stuff I feel. And most of the time it goes away, or I figure out, oh, I probably need to drink some water. And so to get back to the topic, which I got kind of sidetracked there, babies are not loved for what they do, right? A lot of times as adults, again, we think that in order for people to like us, to appreciate us, we've got to do something significant. But just about everyone I know loves babies for who they are, not for what they do or what they know. And so consider that next time you start to think about you not being good enough, in some way, or what someone's going to think of you, consider that the way you are, uninhibited, is the most beautiful thing in the world. And see what you can do with that. And if you want to know more about that, I've got a link for you below, and I encourage you to click on that and go through the video series. I actually created it for you. And let me know what you think. All right? Love you all. I'm going to go take care of Jacob now. Bye-bye.